Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another round of pickups. Today it's the big one. It's actually so large so I'm gonna have to split this into two different videos. Sorry about that. Went to Greenville, South Carolina over the weekend and decided to get myself a couple of pickups. Might have spent too much money. Let's see what I got. So we'll start things off by the day before the convention actually opened. I went down the Friday before. The convention ran Saturday and Sunday, and wanted to hit a couple of the local shops in the area just to see what they had, see what was available, and see if I could get anything cool. My first stop was an old favorite of mine, Second and Charles. They actually had one in Greenville, South Carolina. And there I ran into a young man by the name of Andre. So Andre, if you're watching, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I think my wallet still hates you for convincing me to buy all the things that I bought. Convention haven't even started yet, and I've already racked myself up a pretty hefty bill. So thanks, I think. Anyway, so let's see what he convinced me to purchase. Just a couple of things. Not too much. The first one is Arkanoid for the NES. Now, this happens to be the 5-screw variant. This is why I enjoyed talking to Andre so much, is he had questions about certain things that I actually could answer. So it was really nice to be able to have a conversation with him and letting him know about the differences between the 3-screw variant and the 5-screw variant. This one happens to be 5-screw variant, and the price that it was being offered at, well, that's a really good price for the 5-screw variant. The next one is, I believe, the last Tengen game that I needed for the NES set, which is really exciting. And it's Alien Syndrome for the NES. I was pretty excited to get that added to the collection. And then I also got a 5-screw variant for volleyball. These stickers, by the way, are super simple to just take off. They're almost the non-stick stickers. It's really nice. So I paid a little bit for that one, but you know, I'm okay with that. It's not often that I see local, you know, actually shopping in person for NES games, so I was pretty excited about it. I got a copy of Lode Runner, finally. This one only took forever. Lode Runner on any system, I just never got a copy. What's this one? This is Sterling Sharp, end-to-end for the SNES. A sports game that is kind of pricey and not one that I'm often seeing. So I'm gonna guess that this one's kind of on the uncommon side. I'm not gonna call it rare. It's a sports game, for crying out loud. Back to NES, 3D World Runner. This one's the 5-screw variant. What else did he convince me to buy? Oh yeah, King of the Monsters 2 for the SNES. Managed to pick that one up. I got a little bit of work to do here because a nice little Blockbuster Video sticker that is plastering the thing. I don't know. It's kind of hard to see. Is it really touching the label? I mean, sorta? Obviously not going to do work on it right now or try to rip it apart, but you can kind of see that it's sorta on the label. When I go to remove it, I'm obviously going to be super extra careful. What else did I get? Oh, Tough Enough for the SNES. More video rental stickers. They don't bother me as much as they bother a lot of other people. I especially like this one because there's not really anything touching stickers of the actual cart, the back label or the front. So I could do a lot of work on the sides and the back without having to worry about messing up the label at all. So this one should be a pretty easy clean. Oh yeah, he didn't have to convince me to buy this one, Super Monaco GP for the Game Gear, for $1. I saw this at the convention, spoilers, I saw this at the convention a couple of times and they wanted like $8, $9. It was really nice to be able to buy that for $1. That was great. This one's called Hyperzone. I don't think I've ever seen this before, so I am pleased with it. HAL America Incorporated made this one. Oh, that is awfully discolored. It's alright. I buy these to play them, not to collect them. Oh wait. I do both. This is Raiden. This is Raiden Trend. Or Triad. Or Tread. No idea. Last SNES game, I believe. Another sports game. This is Super Bases Loaded, the third one, called License to Steal. Apparently this one is also kind of hard to come across. I mean, it's not going to break the bank, but it's certainly more expensive than what I would pay for a typical sports game. They had one PlayStation 1 game that I needed to add to the library. One. Yes, I looked at every single one of them. I had all of them except this one. Ultimate Brain Games. This one's complete in box, thank goodness. It was weird. They kind of had this in this really secure case. And it was a whopping $8.95. So, but they've had it in their store since 2018. Obviously, nobody wants to enhance their brain the PlayStation 1 way. Which is good for me because I was able to pick it up. This is what Andre decided to convince me to purchase. And thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Two-man foo for the TurboGrafx. It's not often that you're going to see at a place that, if you've been to a half-price books, Second & Charles is essentially the same type of thing. So to see a TurboGrafx 16 game in there, it's pretty rare to find one. I mean, TurboGrafx 16 is rare anyway, but yeah, I paid a lot for it, but you know, that's still under price charting, so I guess I'm okay with that. I got into a little bit of a funk here with PlayStation Portable, of all things. I don't know why. They had a couple of RPGs, and okay, I'll pick them up. This one is called, let's see, Aegis Eclipse for the PSP. This one was a little expensive, but not terrible though, and you know, the cool part about that is, let's see if I can't open this up for you. It is complete in box, which is really exciting. The next one was the dual pack that I was able to pick up for Monster Hunter 2 Freedom and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I have each of these games by themselves sitting back here. So, but it was super complete. So I couldn't not get it, right? Plus, I mean, how often do you see a single PSP game with 2 UMDs in it? That's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty neat. This is what drew my attention to begin with, as far as their collection of PSP games that they had on offer, and it was Phantasy Star Portable. I thought that was pretty cool that they had that, and it is complete in box. That back art, though, seriously, wow, that's impressive. Good news about this sticker on the front, it's actually on the cover and not on the actual cover art itself, so that's going to be a really easy cleanup. And they also had this, Phantasy Star Portable 2. It was expensive. They actually wanted a decent amount for it. If you look here, they actually have the date of when they took it in. So it looks to be July 6th. And I was there that Friday. So this hadn't been in the stores for very long, but I was able to pick it up. And glad I did. Now, this is an interesting one. I don't know, I've been a big fan of working designs ever since Lunar Silver Star Story. That was my introduction to them. The production quality is just excellent. When I decided to start collecting, that's one of the first things I wanted. I want all the working designs titles. So when I got what I got, let me show you, actually. I'll show you what I got. Go really quick. There it is. Working designs titles are always easy to pick out in the library because they're so shiny. So I'm talking about Gun Griffin Blaze. This is a Working Designs Ultra Series. They only made a couple of PlayStation 2 games. This is one of them. I've had this in my collection for quite some time. When I started collecting, it was one of the first ones that I bought of Working Designs. But the quality of this title, well, that's on the cover art itself. That's not on just the case. I can't just replace the case. In other words, if I try to take it out, it comes with it. It's stuck to the cover art, and that's terrible. I mean, I want to treat my Working Designs games with a little bit more respect. So, there's another problem with this. And I'm hoping that you guys are going to be able to So what else is wrong? Yep. No manual. At all. So when I saw it again, in a better looking case, with better looking cover art, I said, you know what, I think it's time. Let's just go ahead and upgrade it. I'll buy it all over again. Because it's actually in really decent shape. And it wasn't that expensive. This is one of those working designs titles that's just not that expensive. And best part, it's got the manual. Look at that freaking manual. Look how laminated that thing is. Good grief. Oh, the production quality is just so outrageous with these guys. That is just an excellent manual. Wow. This is my first time seeing this manual too. Full color. High gloss. My god, it's high gloss. That's just cool. I love it. I love it. So glad I have the manual and the disc now. The cool part about this is I'm going to be able to pass this other copy along to somebody else. I don't know if they did the disc variants. I'm actually surprised to see that I have the exact same disc art. But I'll pick the best version of the disc, the best case, and the best cover art, which obviously will be this one, and put the manual in it. I'll make the best copy I can possibly make, and put the other one on my trade shelf. So, yeah. Yeah, I spent a ridiculous amount of money at 2nd and Charles before the convention even opened. That's... You know, I'm glad I went, because that's a lot to add to my collection. But I didn't really feel like I had a focus. I was just kind of going in with whatever I wanted to find that I needed to add to the collection. I went ahead and picked it up. So, thanks, Andre. Appreciate your help, buddy. You're the best. He said, you better shout me out. All right, dude. I'll shout you out. All right, so quick cleanup, and I'll go to the next store. Oh, crap. Actually, I'm not done with this store. There's still a couple more things. Whoops. I got Mickey Speedway USA for the N64. Got myself a Game Shark. I don't know which one's the best one. This is a 3.3, and it was, according to price charting, it was cheaper than price charting. So I went ahead and picked one up just because. And then one more Game Gear game, Jungle Book. I can't believe I didn't have Jungle Book. My database said I didn't. I picked it up, thinking I was going to be buying a duplicate. It was not a duplicate. I actually did not have Jungle Book. So, crazy. Alright, so now I'm done with 2nd and Charles. We haven't even gotten to the convention yet. I don't know if I still appreciate you talking me into that, Andre. I can't tell you. Alright. Went to just one local video game store. They're kind of spread out a little bit, and I had to help Skydiving Girl get set up with her booth, so I only had time for one. But I still had some cool stuff, like Iron Soldier for the Atari Jaguar. This is complete in box. It actually came with the not very great box protector, but I mean, better than nothing. It's got that little stupid tab on the top. I'm not a fan of these. Go ahead and take a look here. I got manual. I got game. There's the manual. There's the game, and there's the inlay for the controller. So, complete, which makes me happy. $40, which does not make me happy, but, I mean, these do. I was happy about it. I kind of figured that if I saw this particular game at a convention, it was not going to be that cheap. I went ahead and picked it up. Another spoiler, I saw it once at one other booth. It was $40. It was the same price. So, hey, the local video game store that I went to, I wish I could remember the name. Let's see if it's on their receipt. Because the guy was really nice. One Up Video Games in Greenville, South Carolina. One Up Video Games. The guy was really nice. I mean, he was just really chatty, nice and talkative. I felt like I was greeted warmly. He did not want to go to the convention. He did not have a booth. He wasn't going to go there. He said, the side bonus is I get a lot of people that are coming to the convention that decide to stop by my store. Alright, that's cool. They had a sealed PlayStation 1 game. there, and I just had to pick it up because I needed it. It's Patriotic Pinball. Why did I need Patriotic Pinball sealed? Well, it's got that amazing Circuit City sticker on it. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. I don't think I have any. I mean, I have Age of Conan Collector's Edition that I bought when Circuit City was closing down. That's the only thing I have that I'm aware of that came from Circuit City. So to have that Circuit City sticker on it, I was pretty excited. Because I used to frequent Circuit City quite often back when they were open, especially on Black Friday. And then they had a really nice Game Gear game for really cheap. Like, well below price charting. It could be due to the condition of the label, and in which case, I appreciate them marking the price down, but I needed to add that to my collection, and for $5, I was more than happy to do so. I was a little sad that I didn't spend more money at that place, but I had just gotten out of Second and Charles, and I was kind of gun-shy on spending more money. They did have some Saturn games there. They were all commons, but, I mean, my Saturn collection is so pathetic that, you know, if I find a complete in-box Saturn game, I'm probably going to pick it up if I hadn't just spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. All right. There is another bag that I have that I went shopping at one other place. It was a little thrift store, and unfortunately, I don't see it right away. This is what I get for not being prepared. Shame on you, Pocket. Yeah, I don't see it right away, so... Oh, that's because they're out of the bag. There they are. So I went to a thrift store. Man, thrift store prices are different depending on where you go. This was a local thrift store. I can't remember the name of the thrift store. But they had some games there. So they had Finding Nemo. I looked this up. Special edition, huh? There's no such thing as a standard edition with this game. But why did they call it special edition? Well, marketing, of course. Sadly, no manual for these guys. But, yeah, $6.75. Hey, it's cheaper than price charting. I picked it up anyway, but dang. This one's cool. There's a Wii title of the same name. I have the Wii title. I don't have the 3DS title. Combat of Giants Dinosaurs. And sadly, no manual on that one either. And then the last thing I got... NCAA Football 10 for the Xbox 360. This one actually did have the manual, so I was pretty happy about that. So that was all of my pre-convention shopping that I did. So I only got to go to 3 different places, but no, I was pretty happy with it. It was fine. Alright, so now we get to the convention itself. I went to many booths. I bought many things from many different booths. I don't even remember the order in which I bought them. Did I buy this on Saturday? Did I buy this on Sunday? I can't even tell you. So I have just a bunch of bags just sitting here. And I'm just going to take the first bag and I'm going to open it up. Warning, I spent well over $1,500 on one booth alone. It's in here somewhere. I don't remember. I don't know where it is. So when I grab it, that's what's going to be the big reveal. I can't believe I spent so much money at one booth. But it was all under price charting. Oh, okay. So this is pretty fitting. So these guys right here, Premium Edition games, they were there again. Last year, I bought their advanced copy, the proof copy of the Pigeon Games Dev Collection. And I have it in my collection. And they were always really nice. So when I saw them there again, I figured, oh, they have new titles. I might as well continue to be a loyal customer and buy whatever they don't have. So I managed to pick up, they've actually upped their production value a little bit. They got nice little cardboard sleeves here for Cathedral. Look at that, that's a cardboard sleeve. That's pretty freaking cool. I actually like it quite a bit. They also had Mighty Fight Federation, which I picked up. And these are just the ones that I didn't have. They had more titles. I just completed the library of mine, so to speak. And then they had Phonotopia Awakening. With these cardboard boxes, I'm a fan. I gotta be honest, these are really nice. I like them. And they still kept the red spine. I think that's great. Yeah, they put a little bit of wraparound for the graphic, etc. And I'm okay with that. Because these are going to look really nice on my shelf. That's really, really cool. So, very happy to do business with them again. Funny fact, I reminded them of who I was, and they said, "Oh, here!" And they handed me a beer. Okay. That's cool. I appreciate it. Oh, they also included a patch that I could put on my jean jacket from the 80s. I appreciate them for that. No, they're good people. I like them a lot. So, had a good time talking with them. Oh my gosh. Ah. So, there's a guy I like to frequent at conventions. His name is Chasen. And he gave me kind of the hookup. He and his business partner, they had a booth there, and they had a bunch of stuff. There's something to be said about building friendships and relationships with people that actually own booths. It's one of the things that makes me want to spend more money at the people that I like and want to support, versus some other booth that I don't know them very well, or I don't know their story, and I don't know why they're there, if they're doing this full time, if they're trying to support a fan, etc., etc. Jason is just an incredibly cool guy, and he's actually commented on a couple of my videos, so I would imagine that he's going to see this. I'm not just saying what I'm saying because I think he's going to see this video. Or am I? Kidding. I'm kidding. So I bought a couple of things off of him. Virtua Tennis for the Dreamcast. This is the Sega All-Stars version of Virtua Tennis. I am a fan of this game. I really like this game. I don't think there is a disc difference. Oh yeah, there is. Oh yeah, there is. There you go. Sega All-Stars on that disc art right there. I remember now. Trying to do this one-handed is challenging at best. So, Virtua Tennis, one of my favorite tennis games ever. On the Sega Dreamcast, now I have the Sega All-Stars version. I got a copy of Plasma Sword. This is a little bit waterlogged, which is unfortunate. That's why you see the little bit of dirtiness to the back of the manual, etc. But at a discount, I will absolutely take a copy of Plasma Sword for $50. Got a copy of Magical Tetris Challenge for the N64. A copy of Vigilante 8 for the N64. Another Dreamcast title, World Series Baseball 2K1, the Sega All-Stars version. Let's see if it has the right disc. It does. If you look right here, you can see Sega All-Stars on the disc art, which is great. Copy of 4x4 Evo. You know, I'm having a bit of a crisis here. I would really like to figure out, do I want to complete? So, as most of you might be aware, I'm trying to complete the PS1 set and trying to get at least all of the games that were ever released for the console. I'll work on the variants, the greatest hits, the collector's editions, etc., etc. But at least to have a full library of every game ever released for PS1. I want to have a focus every year where I try to complete at least one set every year. Last year it was Xbox, the OG Xbox. This year it's PlayStation 1. So I figured, oh, the year before the Xbox, it was Wii U. So I have a complete Wii U set, I have a complete OG Xbox set, hoping by the end of the year I have a complete PS1 set. Next year it's gotta be a Sega console, right? I gotta do something Sega related. So I'm torn. Do I want to collect Dreamcast first, or do I want to collect Game Gear first? The answer is, I don't know still, because both of them I'm still missing around the same number of titles to complete either set. It's just over 100 games. So I don't know which one to pick yet, and I keep having this crisis, and every time I see Game Gear games I want to buy them, every time I see Dreamcast games I want to buy them, and I'm still doing the same thing. As you saw from Second and Charles, I got a couple of Game Gear games. This time I picked up a couple of Dreamcast games. But my focus is not on either of those this year. I am not kidding. Despite the fact that what you see on the screen right now, I am still very, very much focused on completing the PS1 set by the end of the year. And I'm about to show you the very beginnings of that effort. with a copy of Black Label Road Rash 3D. I needed Black Label Road Rash 3D jewel case. I also needed MTV Sports Snowboarding and the first Bloody Roar, which was elusive, and I don't know why. And of course, I keep thinking to myself, you know, Pocket, you got all the heavies out of the way. There's not going to be any game that you really need that's going to cost you more than $100. Surely there's not going to be anything. We'll get to that. This is nice, although I'm not a fan of the sticker. Legends of the Diamond for NES. Yes, I saw the sticker before I bought it, and I knew what I was getting into. Now, I say that I have a complete Xbox set for the OG Xbox, and I promise you I do, but I'm still variant hunting. There's still about 63 titles that are platinum hits that I don't have. So this bottom row down here is filled with platinum hits. I want to complete that. Am I working really, really hard at it? No, I'm not. Because I have the complete library of games that was released in North America. I'm happy with that. But it's always fun to collect the platinum hits. Why? Because I like platinum hits, greatest hits, player's choice, whatever you want to call them. I like to collect those because back in the day when they released those, they put bug fixes and patches in them that weren't available in the Black Label version. And they're cheaper. And it counts as redundancy. And the discard is different. And it just looks cool. And I know a lot of people are like, oh God, no, Pocket, you just get the Black Label. No, trust me. I want the greatest hits, especially for the stuff that's pre-2012. This is actually a good thing, and I'm really excited to collect for it. Max Payne, Platinum Hits. With the Platinum Hits disc, complete in box. Bloodwake, Platinum Hits, complete in box. So, Pathan, thank you, sir. I appreciate you working with me, appreciate you giving me good deals. What you see on these prices, when I go to conventions, there's typically always room for negotiation. I am very well aware of that. With Chason, I just don't have to negotiate. He just tells me the price and I pay it. So, I kind of like that. No, he and his business partner took very good care of me. So what you see on these prices is not at all what I paid. And I have a feeling that they are of like minds like me, where it's all about the relationship that you build with somebody else to promote their gaming hobby and to share the love of video games with one another, and I think that that's really fun to do. All right. Oh no, not this guy. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Some booths at this convention I went to more than once, and the main reason for that is when you go to a convention and you have over 75 vendors wanting you to come over there to buy their video games, trust me, I was just like a squirrel for the first day and a half. All day Saturday, I typically would like to go up from aisle to aisle, just getting to see everything. Oh no, I was just squirreling all over the place. It was incredibly ridiculous. But on day one, I found this booth. I scooped up a bunch of stuff. I went back later that day, scooped up more stuff, and then went the next day and scooped up more stuff. I want to say this is the third purchase that I made from him. This is where you're going to start to see my true commitment to the PS1 full set. Starting with Revolution X long box, and I don't believe that this came with... Ew. Okay, that was weird. I don't believe this came as a jewel case or a greatest hits. I think this is the only way that you could get it is in the long box version. So, complete in box, Revolution X. I've never heard of this game before in my life. This is what happens when you're a full set collector. You have no idea what to expect. This is a prime example. When I saw it at his booth, I said, I've never seen that. Oh, it's $60. Probably why I've never seen it before. If I had to guess, this is a very rare title. So, but at least I got it. I am trying to get these greatest hits out of the way. So as I'm going through, I did a lot of searching for the greatest hits versions. There's going to be a couple of greatest hits titles that is going to be very challenging for me to get. But to knock one out for $5, heck yeah, man. I'm all about that. How about SmackDown. Why is it $10? Greatest hits version's a little bit harder to find. So, Twisted Metal 3. Can you believe I didn't actually have Twisted Metal anything? Well, that's not true. I might have the first Twisted Metal as a greatest hits. I don't remember. I do remember I needed 2, 3, and 4. And there's 3. Also needed the first Siphon Filter greatest hits version. Managed to pick that up. There's Twisted Metal 2. That's expensive. Now, I'm curious, is Twisted Metal 2 Black Label just as expensive? Probably. Thumper was my guy. Just saying. But see, then I go back to that having an identity crisis. No, there's actually a reason why I bought that. I'll show you. So, one of my, what I consider to be an eyesore in my Dreamcast collection is, I have these games here that are, if I can find the right ones. Let's see. There it is. I have some of the games in my collection that are what I consider loose. So something like this, right? And this has just been sitting in my collection, and it's, you can't even see what it is. Ah, stop! This'll work. I'll just buy it again. It's complete. It looks great. And now I have a loose 18-wheeler that I can just put somewhere else. I did it again, too. I bought Dave Mirra when I already had Dave Mirra in a DVD case with a custom label, which is cool, but, you know, honestly, I just want rid of these. I don't want these anymore. So I bought it again in its jewel case format, and it makes me happy. This one I did not have, and I'm very happy that I picked this up because I used to play this in the arcades often. Daytona. I would sing it, but copyright strike, and because I want to keep you guys as viewers, I will not sing. So 3 more Dreamcast titles. I don't know, guys. Maybe I want to go Dreamcast before I do Game Gear. I don't know. I don't know. Lots of greatest hits PS1 stuff. A never heard of before game, Poi Poi. If you've played that, let me know how it is. This guy was not really in the mood to haggle, but some of his prices were outstanding. Some of them were a little expensive, but nothing was outlandish. So it was nice. At a convention, you expect outlandish things. Ah, this bag. This bag has to be my biggest regret of the entire convention. I didn't like the guy that I was buying from. He absolutely refused to haggle, which I'm not going to be that type of collector. It's like, you know, I can't believe you wouldn't haggle. But number 3, I was in a hurry. My fault. He refused to haggle on his prices, but his starting point was so ridiculously outlandish, and I didn't have time to check. But I've had good experiences with everywhere else. So I bought, thinking that, oh, maybe this is what they're going for. We'll start with the long box game first. Brain Dead 13. He wouldn't budge on that price of $200. Guys, this does not go for $200. It goes for like $130. $130. This was a very frustrating experience, especially after I found out that this was not the going rates of the games. I mean, the good news is that's a really nice, clean copy, right? The bad news is this was the only copy in existence at the convention that I saw. So I didn't even have any places to compare it to, which makes me very, very sad. But it is super clean. Like, really clean. That's probably the nicest condition long box game I have in my collection. So, can I complain? I don't know. I feel as if I overpaid by $70. And then watch these prices. $40 for Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, Greatest Hits. Yep. Surely there's no other $100 plus video games that I need to buy for PS1, right? Uh-huh. Yep. And the case is even cracked. Not that I care. I'll obviously fix that. Alright, so... Oh, one more. I've never seen this format before, so I picked it up. He actually did go down a tiny bit. He wanted $15 for this. I said, how much for everything? He said, well, I'll give you this for free. Okay. Sure. Well, that's what I paid for all of this. If you do the price charting comparisons, yes, I know it's my fault. Stop before you even hit send in that comment. Well, Pocket, you should be more careful and do some price researching. I know. I'm aware. It's fine. I'm not complaining. I just wish someone wasn't there to sell these games at astronomically ridiculous prices. That's all. That's all. But hopefully you guys are starting to see the effort that I put in when trying to get the PS1 set. Because that is the, what, third bag in 3 bags where I pulled out a PS1 game? Ooh, I like this vendor. Actually, I don't like this vendor. No, they're fine. They're fine. Let's see. Okay. So, they had some stuff that I really wanted. I actually paid $13 for the greatest hits copy of Twisted Metal 4, which is really nice. That's not from this vendor. This vendor, though, ooh, lordy. He knocked $10 off the total. Turrican. Turrican for TurboGrafx. Absolutely, I'll take that. That looks great. I am really excited about that. And the one Xbox 360 game that I've been looking for over a year now. Thanks, Beefowl. And I've just not been able to find it anywhere. I didn't really want to buy it off of eBay, but I really just... You know, I couldn't help it. Once I saw it in person, I was like, you know what, I just gotta have it. Akai Katana. One of the very few cave games that came to the United States is right here. Now, I already own the Japanese version, so if I want to play it, I can play it. Well, why can't I play this one? It's actually factory sealed. Oy, oy, oy. Why am I upset? Because I didn't really want to buy it sealed. Look, here's the thing. If I want to play it, I'm going to play it. I'm going to open it. I don't really care. $70? I mean, it probably cost $50 when it was released. Maybe $60? I don't mind. I really don't mind. But 2 great games. I mean, this is amazing, right? And this one being factory sealed, yeah. I don't know. That was my holy grail that I was looking for the Xbox 360, and I found it. So that made me very happy. Oh, I thought this was the bag that I spent a stupid amount of money for. It's not. Just one game. GTA 2 Greatest Hits for the PS1. I'm telling you, finding these Greatest Hits versions can sometimes be just as challenging as some Black Label games. Kind of crazy. This guy. This guy and I had such a wonderful conversation. I actually did not... Oh. I think this is him. It is. G2K Games. There you go. G2K Games. Look them up. I got introduced to these guys at the convention this year. I'm looking through their pile of games, you know, everything's like this, right? Just spine. You don't see anything, so you see a title that you want, you're like, yes, I finally found it. I can't believe they had this copy. And then you look at the price and you're just thinking, God, I hate conventions. So when I pulled out these 2 games, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I had no idea that it cost so much. And this was the first one that I pulled out. Muppet Monster Adventure. Now, no big deal except for the $100 price tag, my goodness. That is an astronomical amount for a Muppet game. I couldn't believe it. So I looked it up, and turns out Price Charting had it for 80. And the guy and I started talking. He's like, "Yeah, I just can't believe how much prices have gone up recently." I said, "I know. I'm a buyer. I know how much they've gone up." But he was telling me a story, and he told me that before COVID, he was able to hold down 10 stores throughout several different states. He was doing great. But then something happened in 2019 before COVID, where he started to have to close down some stores, and then COVID hit. He was already struggling a little bit, and then COVID hit. I just felt terrible for the guy. I really did. So I felt bad, but I was glad that he was there, because he's like, I love this so much. I love doing this so much, and I want to keep doing it. He said, but I also appreciate, because I tell them my story as well. I'm going for the Guinness World Record, doing a full PS1 set. That's why I need Muppet Monster Adventure, by the way, the only copy I found in the convention. I absolutely need this game. It's right in front of me. I don't want to walk away from it. So we got to talking, and he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you what. Do you see something else you want?" I said, "Yes. I want this one too. Toy Story Racer. But I am just super shocked at the price." He actually did me a solid. He actually said, "You know what? I'm going to sell both of those to you for $105. Now, I'm walking around with a notepad. Bunch of sticky notes, right? And a pen. So the way I work this, and the way that I keep my database up to date, is I quickly write it on a Post-it. I stick it in the bag with it. When I get home, I enter everything into the database. That's the fastest way that I've known to be able to keep up with everything and still remember how much I paid grand total. So if you look, this is actually what, $140, and he went down to 105. Well, I appreciate that guy very much, and it was more in line with Price Charting as well. So I thought that was pretty good. I am not putting that back in there, but go check them out. They have a couple of stores, if I put it the right way. Go check them out. Give them a call. Tell them the guy going for the Guinness World Record that saw you at SEGE said hi. Just a good couple of guys. I really appreciated them. All right. I think I have enough for one more. See if I can't cheat a little bit and try to find that bag that I wanted to show you very quickly. Yeah, there's a lot, guys, that I'm trying to go through. I'm very sorry. I think I just found it. Nope, that's not it. I know it's a white bag. Nope, that's not it. You know what? I think I'm going to have to just keep you guys in suspense, because trying to dig through. We'll do a couple of more. These guys refused to budge on their price, but they were still lower than Price Charting, so I went ahead and picked up this one anyway. Adventures of Lomax. $180. Good grief. And this is exactly what I'm talking about, I have no more heavies to buy. How many times have you guys heard me say that? I have no more heavies to buy, and then I come across a $200 game. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm not even going to say it anymore. I had a blast looking at this. This is my first purchase from that guy where I went 3 times to his booth. The first time, I picked up a couple of TurboGrafx games. World Court Tennis. Davis Cup Tennis. Vigilante. China Warrior. Dragon Spirit. This actually looks really cool. Impossible. And a game that I actually grew up playing that I completely forgot about until I saw the cover and I was like, wait, I used to play that growing up. Blazing Lasers. And I had to own it right then and there. I completely forgot about this game. I feel ashamed. I'm sure my brother is not very happy with me. Could you forget Blazing Lasers, Pocket? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But yeah, a bunch of TurboGrafx 16 games. That makes me oh so very happy. These are becoming so hard to find. I mean, were they ever easy to find, actually? But lots of TurboGrafx games. Really excited about it. Hit a grand total of 250 bucks for that whole stack, which, you know, I was okay with it. Get some comments out of the way. This guy, I didn't even haggle with the price because it was just a good price. 15 bucks for long box version of Williams Arcade's greatest hits. This one's in good shape. I'm not going to say great shape because the glue, as with all long box games that are like this, the glue is just peeling both ends. I'm going to have to glue it back on. Don't ask me which glue because I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried to glue one of these back on. I don't know what's going to work. If you guys have suggestions, I would greatly appreciate some input. It is complete. The manual is right there. But yeah, 15 bucks. I'm gonna take that. Look at that, all three corners. Still, I mean, the box itself is in good shape. It's just the glue that's not very happy. Actually, I have more than I thought I did, so I'm gonna keep going. SML Retro Gaming in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Go see him. His name is Sonny. Tell him I sent you. And hopefully he'll give you a pretty good deal. I've been buying from him since I very first started collecting in 2017. I met him on a Facebook live sale, and he's always taken care of me. Just one of the greatest stores and greatest sellers that I've ever had the pleasure of dealing with. His name is Sonny. He's got his own store. Go check him out if you're in the Winston-Salem area. Okay? Castle Shigami 2. So I did a not very much research. Did we ever get Castle Shigami 1 in the United States? I know we have 2 and 3, but is there a number 1 in the US? Castlevania Adventure, the only one of 2 Game Boy games that I actually purchased. The other one being Side Pocket. I had to buy it. It had Pocket in it. He actually had a PS1 game I needed for the collection. I was so happy. I was really stoked about it. But it even has the little sweepstakes thing, which is great. So, super complete. Anyway, go check out SML Retro Gaming in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The guy's amazing. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's expensive, whatever it is. I'm telling you, this is the thing to do. If you buy a lot and you want to keep track of how much you paid for everything. Oh, this okay, yes, okay. They had a Bud Light PS3. And what I mean by that is they had a Bud Light experience from back in 2013, 2012, something. And they literally made PS3s. Where the shell wasn't just a sticker of a Bud Light sticker on top of the PS3. No, the actual molding and how it was printed, it was Bud Light. What the guy told me is there's only like 10 of them ever made. And they were supposed to be destroyed afterwards. They had one. They wanted to sell it to me. They went as far down as $1,250 for this console. And I just knew my wife would kill me, so I said no. I'm not a console collector. But they did have some stuff that I needed. So it says Samurai Showdown, Warrior's Rage for the PS1. And oh my god. See, that's what I mean. I was like, I don't need any more heavy hitters. Oh, wait. Here's another one. But this is super exciting. This is probably the one I'm personally most excited about, speaking to my nostalgic video game playing days. I love this game so much, I actually bought something I never thought I would own. Let me show you what that is. This I bought at SEGE in 2019, and it's been on display in my house ever since. This is an arcade PCB for the game Time Killers. Time Killers. It's an old fighting game. I used to play as Rancid, by the way, the guy with the chainsaw. Oh my god. It's so good. So I've had this on display for, what, 3 years now. It does have a bit of a broken issue, a slight video issue, it says. And he actually hooked it up for me, and he showed me what it was. A tiny bit of flickering, that's all it is. So I literally have this just sitting on a shelf. I mean, there's nothing I can do with it, right? But it's still, I love this game so much that I wanted a representation of the way that I remembered. Well, they had it for Sega Genesis, and they have it right here. Now, sadly, no manual, right? But this game is super expensive with the manual. Like, ridiculously expensive. Is that Rancid? It looks like him. He's got a mullet. Just a little 2D fighting game. The cartridge has a little bit of tear right here. That makes me so sad. And no manual also makes me sad. But you know what? I have representation. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's on the label. No. Oh no. Oh my gosh. It looks like somebody tried to remove it, and that happened. Man. Oh, that seriously sucks. I don't know if I can remove that, because somebody already tried and did a terrible job. That sucks. But, that's cool. I'm so excited to have this. Would love to get the manual someday. It'll probably never happen. I'm still okay with it. Still okay with it. I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited I own that. Yeah. They did a little bit of negotiating. Right? I paid $154.99, so $155 and $110. So that should have been $265. I got them down to $230. So that wasn't bad, right? Maybe? Oh my god, I can't find this one thing that I wanted to show you guys. It's gonna have to wait. You'll just have to wait. Ah, my second biggest regret. This is where we're gonna end things too. How rude. I spent too much money. Literally just too much money for this. E7 for the PSP. It is complete, that's the good thing, but I don't know. They just started out so high for both of these. And this is another prime example. Here we go again. I'm like a broken record. I don't need any more big hitters. I never looked this one up. I was afraid to, honestly. There you go. I mean, I have it. It's great, but when that's your starting price... Yikes. Should I look it up? I don't know if I should. I probably don't want to look that up. But by look it up, I mean just look at the price. I just knew I needed to add it to my collection. So, good news, I have it. Bad news, I paid $250 for it. Actually, I paid $318 total. So, they added tax because I paid with a card. That's why it says $318. But, I said they came down a little bit. But, yeah, it still hurt. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to do a second video for you guys for next week. To show you the rest of my Southeast Game Exchange pickups. I hope you like what you see so far. Trust me, I got a lot more to go. So, I don't want to keep you guys too terribly long though. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you next week. Take a look at next week's video too, because that's where the vast majority of my money went. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you guys later.